I think just being able to beat someone at the top level would make me that person anyway. So,
Who are the people that you say you could beat in the UFC?
I
Who do you
mean,
see? Who do you watch and say, I'm better than them?
I could have the title if I went there, but for me, I
You
feel
feel
like
right
I've
now,
got
looking at the two people who are fighting for their belt, you could beat them right now. Alexa Grasso, Valentina Shevchenko.
yeah, I think I could. Yeah, I definitely think I'd be up there.
Your skill set matches up
Yeah.
perfectly with theirs. It's not like they're wrestlers or anything like that.
No, and I think we'll see that when I win this season now, and say I beat someone like Liz Carmouche and Taila Santos. As soon as I've beat them, I think what else can people expect other than greatness for the rest of the year? Yeah.
Right.
More body shots. This one gets it. First round finish for Dakota Ditcheva. And it was the body work that really did it.
Dakota Ditcheva has some of the best body striking in all of mixed martial arts. We've seen that in her 2 fights of this regular season, and obviously going into this fight against Jenna Bishop, who is most likely going to want to get this fight to the floor, those body strikes are going to be really, really useful for deterring her opponent and breaking her down. I'm going to show you this, and you're going to be surprised how similar these 2 strikes are. This is Dakota pushing Molden up against the fence, and we're going to see throw the strike there. You can see the first time she throws it, it's this winging left hook that comes into the body. Now I'm showing it from this angle because it's very difficult to see it from the other shots. As this fight plays out, and you can see the damage that it's done to Molden, she works herself back to her feet, but then she gets hit with the same shot again. I'm going to show you a different angle. Look how it creeps in through the elbows. You can see Lisa Molden's tried to turn in to face her opponent, and Dakota's found that gap right between her elbows, but right to her guard. Hit her in the solar plexus, knocked all of the wind out.
Dan Hardy and Dakota Ditcheva have just dropped a massive bombshell. Hardy believes Ditcheva wouldn't just compete with Valentina Shevchenko, she would beat her. In fact, Hardy says he'd put his own money on Dakota right now, and if that wasn't enough, Ditcheva herself is ready to finish legends, end careers, and step into the spotlight as one of the most dangerous women on the planet. This is not hype. This is the real deal. Let's break it all down. Former UFC welterweight title challenger and now head of fighter operations for the PFL, Dan Hardy, has been watching Dakota Ditcheva's rise very closely. And recently, he didn't hold back his thoughts. Hardy told MMA Fighting, "I would put my money on her against Valentina right now." That's with all due respect to Valentina, who I've held in high regard for a long time. The thing that Valentina always made challenging about my job when I was doing inside the octagon for the UFC was, there's no highlight reel moments in her fights really. Very, very rarely. And that's because she completely dominates people with just this steady pace.
This is going to be a tough test in every single range of the game. Now, what we saw against Jenna Bishop was the fact that she was taken down, she stayed safe, she got back to her feet, and then, she got back to her game. I don't think there's any secret in what Dakota's going to try and do in pretty much every one of these upcoming fights. We want to see how good she is, where her potential is. Because right now she looks pretty much unstoppable. I'm excited to see where she lands after the championship.
Rips to the body by Ditcheva. Right back. Oh, big knees.
Nasty knees. And Dakota Ditcheva silences the doubter.
Dakota Ditcheva has to be expecting a lot of clinch work in this fight coming up against Taila Santos. And that's a good thing because she's got excellent knees to the body and to the head. We saw that in her last fight, but I want to return you to a couple of earlier clips from this season where we can see her really utilizing these frames well. Now, here you can see Chelsea Hackett has got her pressed up against the fence with an underhook.
Hardy explained that Shevchenko's style is systematic, controlling, and suffocating. But it's also a style that can be broken if faced with the right kind of opponent. The kind of person that would break that style of fighting is someone that attacks ferociously. Like Dakota's got the height and reach, the power, she's got the viciousness, and the reality is American Top Team is probably one of the toughest mats, especially for a female fighter.
Did you have any points in your career as a Muay Thai fighter where you had some stability with one show and you were able to just kind of focus on training instead of looking for the next fight?
Yeah, not really, to be honest. Like, obviously, with my mum having quite a big name in the sport, like, I was pushed up, like, my level was pushed up really high very quickly. I never really got a chance to take my time in Thai boxing. So my mum kind of, the only way she could slow it down was to just kind of pick and choose, like, when we fought and things like that. You know, I never signed anything in Thai boxing either. Kind of just took my time there. She was quite clever with it. And we've kind of took the same route with the MMA now. Even though I thought I was going to come over to MMA and have like a fresh start where no one knew me, it quickly just like completely took off and everyone started to get to know my name straight away. So, you know, it was just the same thing when we came to MMA, was we just wanted to pick and choose and really take our time and be clever about what we was.
That's a bold statement, but Hardy wasn't done. I've got to expect her to at least hold her own on the ground with Valentina, if not be able to defend the takedowns. I think Dakota beats anybody right now in her weight class. I think pound for pound, if she's not in the top 3, then I'm crazy. I think she has a damn good chance against anybody, and even going up to bantamweight and fighting there and having a lot of success there as well.
That's it. You know, one thing that would be a crying shame would be for Dakota to feel in any way kind of slowed down or held back or not challenged. You know, that like this is really where she's going to see the best performances of her career. She's had 2 incredible years where she's cut through PFL Europe and then, you know, won the PFL season. It was in incredible fashion, beating Taila Santos along the way. But what I think she needs this year is you know, maybe not quite as rigorous a schedule as the last 2 years that she's had. Have a couple of super fights, and I think those fighters are certainly on the roster. And if they're not right now, then they will be very soon. And then, you know, kind of see where her future goes. You know, but I think she's the one to watch right now, and for me, probably the pound for pound best female fighter on the planet. You know, both technically and performance based.
This isn't just Hardy hyping up a prospect. This is a respected analyst and PFL executive saying he believes Ditcheva is already at the top of the food chain. So why is Hardy so confident? Because Dakota Ditcheva has been flawless since the moment she stepped into the cage. The 27-year-old Manchester native holds a perfect record of 15-0. Out of those wins, 12 have come by knockout and 1 by submission.
What an impressive performance from Dakota. Some of the best Muay Thai striking in mixed martial arts I have ever seen. Honestly, I can only liken her to Anderson Silva, which is a massive credential to have on her belt. Like her Thai clincher ability to fall and turn a knee. Spectacular. Absolute. I mean, sky's the limit for her. I cannot wait to see what's next.
Since joining the PFL in 2022, Ditcheva has torn through the competition. She captured both the PFL Europe and PFL World Tournament Championships. Every single fighter the promotion has put in front of her has been finished. Her biggest win so far came against former UFC title challenger Taila Santos. That's the same Santos who pushed Valentina Shevchenko to a razor-close split decision in 2022. Ditcheva didn't just beat Santos, she stopped her with strikes in the second round.
Enough grappling for people to go, you know what, I think that would work against Shevchenko as well. Then I don't really think there's much of a question around Dakota's striking compared to Shevchenko. Like, you know, Valentina's good, but she's a point fighter, right? I found this when I was doing Inside the Octagon and trying to break her down, because like you don't get highlights from her fights. Like it's single shot, bit of footwork, single shot, and there's not like a dialogue between her and her opponent. She outpoints them until an opportunity presents itself. Dakota's not like that. She's a killer, right? She walks people down and beats them up and tries to put them away. And I feel like she can do that partly because she's got the skills, but also because she is doing it to people. Like she sees people fall at her feet on a regular basis.
That performance alone turned heads worldwide. It was a clear message. Dakota Ditcheva isn't just another rising star. She's a real threat to the established elite. Dan Hardy isn't the only one talking. Dakota herself has been crystal clear about how she feels regarding a potential super fight with Shevchenko. In a recent interview, Ditcheva said, "I don't know if a UFC super fight is in my immediate future, but if PFL champ versus UFC champ happens, I'm happy to do it. That would be a serious history-making fight."
I think when the fans can see that happening as well, they can easily picture Dakota being able to win a striking exchange with Valentina. The question I think around everybody is, well, can Dakota keep the fight on the feet? Can she stay out of the clinch? And I think she can prove that against Taila Santos if she's successful.
But she didn't stop there. She made it personal. Valentina is a legend, but I believe I would easily beat her. I'm faster, I'm more aggressive, and I've got the power to stop her. She's had her time. I'm ready to prove it's my time now.
So I'll put it back on you, Dakota. Who do you think is the #1 flyweight in the women's division right now?
Valentina Shevchenko.
You still put her #1?
100%. Look, she's the first person to finish her rubies on a belt. She's been around for so long, and she stayed at the top of that level. I know people are saying now she's on a little bit of a down, but she's a lot older now. She's been around for years at the top of the level, and no one's been able to wipe her out. Grasso got that one fight on her, which was fair enough, beat her fair and square. But honestly, she can do everything as well. She's a full MMA fighter. She's not just a striker, not just a grappler, not just a wrestler. She's everything. She can switch it all up. So I genuinely feel like flyweight, she is 100% up there.
Do you hate the UFC questions? Because, I mean, you're in the PFL. They're the ones who found you. Like, they put you in this position. They just made you a millionaire. Do you hate that question?
Yeah, no, I don't hate it, but I just feel like PFL deserve the respect. You know, like I said, they picked me up in Europe. You know, when I was like not a big, I was known, but I wasn't massive. You know, so I'm not saying I'm massive now, but I've got a lot of attention recently. So they've helped me build that. You know, they've helped me build my followers, my fans. Like they've you know, give me opportunities like fighting in that Europe tournament, now in this PF. They didn't even have a flyweight division until I signed, you know, so the opportunities that they've given me, you can't forget that. And they might not be the UFC, but they're still an amazing promotion that has done a lot for me. So I definitely don't hate the UFC questions. I understand that people are interested in that, and there's a whole nother flyweight division there that people are excited to see me in. But there's still so much to give from PFL Europe, and I've got to be grateful for the position that I'm in.
Those are fighting words. And coming from an undefeated champion who has been demolishing opponents, they carry weight. Many fans still see Dakota as a Muay Thai striker first. After all, she had a decorated kickboxing and Muay Thai career before moving into MMA.
Greatest matchup right now is a woman that's not even in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. She's in the PFL. Dakota Ditcheva is the best flyweight outside of the Ultimate Fighting Championship right now. She's up there. She's up there with Alexa Grasso, Manon Fior, and the rest of them. And I'm not afraid to say it. 14-0, 9 first-round knockout TKO. Insane power. Dakota Ditcheva has been viral on the internet for a reason. And in her last fight, fighting Taila Santos,
but Dan Hardy insists people are underestimating her all-around skill set. She is ideally built to be a striker in mixed martial arts. She's got that ability to have those long-range limbs to attack you with. She can be overbearing like Anderson Silva was with his clinch against the likes of Rich Franklin. I feel like she's physiologically built for mixed martial arts and also for the skill set that she's got.
I would like to see someone else that could potentially challenge Dakota and take her down. And the one fight that we haven't yet seen is Liz Carmouche. But then, you know, if we're going left field, we've also got Amanda Serrano under contract, and I know she's got a big fight coming up, a big rematch coming up. But that's the kind of fight that, you know, the PFL could definitely pull out a left field and, you know, throw it on the same card as Jake Paul versus, I don't know, whoever else. But you know what I mean? It's like these are the kind of moves that could be made. I think there are lots of options for Dakota. And
Hardy also pointed out that Ditcheva trains out of American Top Team, one of the toughest gyms in the world. That means she's sharpening her wrestling and grappling every single day against world-class partners. I also feel like she's early in her career too, which is quite terrifying. She's achieved so much already, and that's why I feel like bantamweight could be in her future, because she's certainly going to be able to shift gears and add more power to her frame.
At that time, Dakota wasn't famous, but she already had the skills.
To be honest, she was quite a strong hitter. You know, the stuff that she did catch me with, she was strong. So it was looking to be shaping up to a good fight. You know, it was quite early, but still, it was going to be quite a good fight. But, you know, it just caught her with a couple of good shots. So.
Tries that kick in, and that's hurt Payton. That's horrible, that was. It was right under the midriff. That left body kick. I don't think she's going to get up from it. She looks in real pain here. Dakota won't let her off.
She walks
She'll go
forwards.
in for it. Cat Payne's got to be careful. There he goes, over. She turns away. She valiantly drops.
This fighter thought Dakota was dumb, so she challenged her. What you're about to witness is one of the most devastating career-ending knockouts in Muay Thai history. Kat Patton walked into the ring for her first fight against future superstar Dakota Ditcheva. She had no record, nothing. But what Kat didn't know was that Dakota already had a 10-0 record and good fan following.
Referee was forced to wave the fight off.
Oh, spinning elbow. Oh, wow. Oh, knee. She drops.
It's a masterclass.
An
An absolute masterclass. In the red corner, Dakota Ditcheva.
What happened next would change both their lives forever. Dakota did something not good for her. She knocked out Kat Patton and finished her career forever, leaving her missing from fighting as she never came back to the sport. This is the story of a single punch that ended a dream before it even began.
Just halted that rapid progress, and can't have been an easy time for her, but I guess all fighters are born through adversity, Kieran.
February 12, 2017. The Tanko Muay Thai League was hosting what seemed like a routine matchup between two fighters at very different stages of their careers. In the red corner stood Dakota Ditcheva, already building a reputation as an unstoppable force with her perfect 10-0 record and growing fan base.
See some elbows, coin potential from this position. Punches for Dakota, raining down. Okay, really needs to improve her position.
No, referee's seen enough that Dakota Ditcheva moves to 2-0, but Kerry Isom
By TKO in the red corner, Dakota.
But in the blue corner was Kat Payton, a complete unknown with 0 professional fights under her belt. She was stepping into her very first professional bout, and unfortunately for her, it would also be her last. What drove Payton to challenge someone so far above her level? According to sources close to the fight, Payton genuinely believed Dakota was overrated, that her record was built on weak competition. She saw an opportunity to make a name for herself by beating the rising star. She couldn't have been more wrong.
Yeah, the referee's keeping an eye on this as
and
well.
now just covering up
Oh
his
my
Patricia
goodness,
Moores.
this could be it.
She needs to do something
Dakota
here. No.
Ditcheva with the finish yet again.
And has she been troubled yet?
Dakota Ditcheva!
From the moment both fighters stepped into the ring, the size difference was obvious. Dakota's 5'7" frame towered over Payton, and her reach advantage was immediately apparent. But it wasn't just physical. There was something else you could see in their eyes. Dakota carried herself with the confidence of someone who had never tasted defeat. 10 straight wins will do that to a fighter. She moved with precision, calculated and cold. On the other side, Payton looked nervous, the weight of stepping up against such established competition clearly affecting her. The tale of the tape told the whole story. Dakota, 10-0 record, multiple knockout victories. Payton, 0-0 record, complete amateur, but Payton had heart, and sometimes heart can overcome skill differences. Sometimes. Just not this time. As they touched gloves, you could see Dakota's predatory instincts kicking in. She knew she was facing someone completely out of her depth, and she was ready to make an example of her. The referee called for the fighters to engage, and what happened next would be talked about for years to come.
Kat Payton from Glasgow in the blue. So I talked about that back push kick and the long legs. So a real distinct height and reach advantage enjoyed by Ditcheva in this, and she's going to make it count early. Payton's got to get on the move.
Round 1 began, and Dakota immediately went to work. Using her long frame to her advantage, she started picking Payton apart from the outside. Quick jabs, sharp leg kicks, and those devastating body shots that would become her signature. Peyton tried to close the distance, showing the courage that got her into this fight in the first place. But every time she stepped forward, Dakota punished her. Sharp knees from the clinch, swift combinations that sent her stumbling backward.
Yeah, they're looking out of her element here. She's hurt to the body. That's it. The end of the fight. Rich Mitchell waves it off.
You could see Dakota's timing becoming sharper as the round progressed. She was reading Peyton like an open book, cutting off her movement, landing clean strikes that drained not just her energy, but her confidence. Then came the moment that changed everything. Dakota launched a crushing left body kick that landed with surgical precision. The sound echoed through the arena, a sickening thud that made everyone in attendance wince. Peyton folded like a house of cards, clutching her ribs as she hit the canvas.
High kick, stiff hands behind it, all those landed flush. Peyton's having to weather an early storm hit. This kid's dynamite, isn't she? She really is so imposing.
The referee began his count. 8, 9. Peyton struggled to her feet, showing the heart of a warrior. But her posture told the real story. She was done, and everyone knew it. Dakota wasted no time. She pressed forward with a series of knees and kicks, and the referee had seen enough. Fight over. TKO victory for Dakota Ditcheva in the first round.
Tries that kick in, and that's hurt Peyton. That's horrible, that was. It was right under the midriff. That left body kick. I don't think she's going to get up from it. She looks in real pain here. Dakota won't let her off. She'll go in for it. Peyton's got to be careful. There he goes, over. She turns away. She valiantly got to her feet.
What should have been a celebration quickly turned somber when the extent of the damage became clear. Peyton was helped from the ring, and medical staff immediately surrounded her. The body kick that ended the fight had done more damage than anyone initially realized. In the days following the fight, disturbing news emerged. Peyton had suffered significant internal injuries from that final barrage. What was supposed to be her debut became a nightmare that would haunt her for months. But the physical damage was nothing compared to the psychological impact. Sources close to Peyton revealed that the beating had shattered her confidence completely. She never returned to training, never stepped foot in a gym again.
Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva.
Dangerous.
Dakota, meanwhile, continued her meteoric rise. That knockout became part of her highlight reel, another stepping stone towards superstardom. But for every winner in combat sports, there's someone on the other side paying the price. The fight sparked immediate controversy in the Muay Thai community. Critics questioned why such a massive mismatch was allowed to happen in the first place. How does a complete amateur get matched up against a 10-0 prospect?
A matter of time.
First round finish for Dakota Ditcheva. And it was the body work that really did it. The body
Dangerous! Dakota Ditcheva! Now, Valentina, of course, has less experience than Dakota, but a clearer game plan. Close this fight down, take away the reach and the height of Dakota, as well as those really, really lethal striking skills that she brings into the smart cage. If Skitidze can close this fight down, force it into a scrappy close-range wrestling match, use her dirty boxing and her wrestling to try and swarm Dakota, put her on the back foot early and potentially start winning rounds early in this fight.
I'm ready, and I can't wait to show you who is the real warrior and just this.
Valentina Skitidze disrespect Dakota Ditcheva said, "I'm the warrior, and I'm going to show Dakota who is the real and fake champions." But she didn't know what's coming. First round brutal knockout, and Valentina Skitidze lost her right eye, and now she know who the real and fake champ.
See, already severely swollen, not even through round one. Guys, we might not see round number two with that eye looking like it does.
I think the doctor's going to step in and stop this. I don't think she's going to be able to see out of that eye.
Another right hand there from Dakota Ditcheva. Can you see? She said yes. And then he held up two fingers.
Oh, that's really bad, guys.
That's the end of the fight.
Football.
On December 8, 2023, at Dublin's 3 Arena, the MMA world witnessed one of the most brutal reality checks in recent memory. The stage was set for the PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Championship final, a fight that would expose the dangerous consequences of underestimating your opponent.
For Dakota on the other side, we know she's a very strong striker, but we also saw her skills on the ground against Malin Hermansson in her first bout of the year. Now, what do we expect from Dakota? Well, I don't know because she's evolving so quickly. I expect her ground game to be very strong, but I expect her striking skill set to be where she wants to keep this fight. Use her height and reach advantage, as well as a Muay Thai pedigree, and win this one on the feet. If Skitidze closes this fight down and forces a wrestling match, then we're going to get to see the new improved ground skills of Dakota Ditcheva. But it's clear this is a striker v grappler matchup, and the winner will be the one that keeps it in their range and is able to land the more meaningful strikes throughout the fight.
In one corner stood Dakota Ditcheva, the undefeated British-Bulgarian powerhouse with a perfect 9-0 record. 7 of those victories came by devastating knockout, marking her as one of the most feared strikers in women's MMA. In the opposite corner was Italy's Valentina Skitidze, confident, vocal, and about to learn a lesson she'd never forget. But Skitidze wasn't just confident, she was disrespectful. In the lead-up to their championship clash, the Italian fighter made it clear she thought Dakota was nothing special. She is a good opponent, but maybe she never fought with someone like me, Skitidze declared with arrogance dripping from every word.
So good for me, but she is good opponent, but maybe she never fought with someone like me, so I won't just fight.
I'm ready, and I can't wait to show you who is the real warrior. I'm like an animal, you know? So it doesn't matter who I have in front of me.
I'm like an animal, you know, so doesn't matter who I have in front of me. I won't just go to the cage, smash, and...
The trash talk was relentless. Skitidze assumed she was tougher than Ditcheva, dismissing the Brit's Barbie character and believing her own hype. She had no idea what storm was about to hit her. During the face-offs, the contrast couldn't have been more striking. While Skitidze tried intimidation tactics, puffing her chest and talking tough, Dakota remained ice-cold in her demeanor. The British fighter simply asked for the belt, manifesting victory with quiet confidence. She had the physique of a superhero and the mindset of a predator. This wasn't just another fight for Dakota. This was her coronation. Dakota blew a kiss to start what would become a masterclass in violence. Little did anyone know, they were about to witness one of the most one-sided beatdowns in PFL history.
That eye, guys, we might not see round number 2 with that eye looking like it does.
I think the doctor's going to step in and stop this. I don't think she's going to be able to see out of that eye.
Another right hand there from Dakota Ditcheva, banking an unbelievable first round.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mavahedi calls a halt to the action at 5 minutes of round number 1. Declaring your winner via TKO on medical advice due to the fighter being unable to continue. Declaring your winner and 2023 women's flyweight champion, Dakota Ditcheva!
The prize? $100,000 and the inaugural PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Championship. But for Dakota, it was about so much more. It was about making a statement that would echo through the entire division. From the opening bell, Skitidze's game plan seemed to be pressure and intimidation. She walked forward like a bull to the slaughter, but she was walking straight into Dakota's trap. The Italian fighter ate sharp counter-strikes for her troubles. Right hands and Dakota's signature front kick brought Skitidze back to reality fast. But this was just the beginning of her nightmare.
There, Dakota tried to drag Valentina Skitidze. Oh, nice right hand. Drives it straight through.
Clean. That beautiful from Dakota. Beautiful pump. This could be it, guys. But there's that toughness again.
It's going to take a lot to get Valentina Skitidze out of this opportunity.
Dakota recalled her elite Muay Thai training, clinching up and launching devastating knees into Skitidze's face. Each knee landed with sickening precision, the sound echoing through the Dublin arena. This clinched knee, we saw Dakota Ditcheva finish a fight last year with this exact technique, the commentators noted, sensing what was coming.
Skitidze, she's got to get around these legs. Oh, knees!
This clinched knee is, we saw Dakota Ditcheva finish a fight last year with that. Nasty to the body.
Nasty knee.
She's absolutely devastating in these tight positions.
Good head position here from Dakota. Nice knee to the head as well.
Skitisi attempted her only chance at survival with a desperate double leg takedown attempt, but Dakota was too strong even in wrestling. The British monster unleashed her long legs with devastating effect. When they clashed again, Dakota released a two-piece and a soda to Skitisi's skull, turning her insides to mush with hard shots. Like something out of a Wonder Woman movie, Dakota caught her rival with a right hand and uncorked the kind of knees that made everyone in the arena start to worry for Skitisi's safety. The British Bulgarian showed no mercy. More pain rained down on the face of Skitisi, whose body had taken a ton of damage. Dakota systematically broke down her opponent, targeting the head with surgical precision. Then came the moment that shocked everyone. Skitisi's face began to wear the damage in the most horrific way imaginable. Her left eye started swelling up grotesquely, ballooning to an unnatural size that blocked out her vision completely. But Dakota, showing her vicious nature, attacked the damaged eye with targeted strikes. The damage was so severe that the ringside physician had no choice but to intervene. She's going to step in and stop this. I don't think she's going to be able to see out of that eye, the commentator called as the doctor examined the horrific injury.
I think the doctor's going to step in and stop this. I don't think she's going to be able to see out of that eye.
Another right hand there from Dakota Ditcheva, banking an unbelievable.
The fight was waved off due to medical advice. Skitisi was unable to continue. The brutal knees and extra punishment were the ultimate reward for her pre-fight disrespect and bullying tactics. TKO victory for Dakota Ditcheva. The message was sent, loud and clear. Summing up years of hard work in the gym, Dakota celebrated by dancing around the cage before being presented with her championship belt. The win secured her the $100,000 prize and established her as the most dangerous woman outside the UFC.
Yeah, I could see she couldn't see out of it like the last 30 seconds, so I'm surprised they didn't stop it straight away because that's what I was pointing at. There was no way the doctor was letting her out with that eye.
How do you feel about the performance? Dan Hardy and Brendan Loughnane were both saying you have the best knees in all of mixed martial arts right now. Regardless of division, man or woman, they say you've got the best knees. Do you agree?
Sure, it's funny because in Thai boxing, I never thought my clinch was any good. And then it came over to MMA, and now I seem to be using it all the time, so I'll take that one.
But for Valentina Shevchenko, the lesson was learned in the most brutal way possible. Her trash talk about being the real warrior and showing Dakota, who is fake, had backfired spectacularly. The Italian fighter now knew exactly who the real champion was, and it wasn't her. The damage to her eye served as a permanent reminder of what happens when disrespect meets elite-level violence in the cage. Dakota's performance sent shockwaves through the women's flyweight division. This wasn't just a win. It was a statement that would make every future opponent think twice about underestimating the British-Bulgarian destroyer. Following this dominant performance, Dakota Ditcheva continued her rise through the ranks. In August 2024, she stepped up to face even tougher competition in the PFL American Tournament, where she faced Gina Bishop in another showcase of her devastating abilities. The victory over Skitisi established Dakota as the face of PFL Europe and one of the most exciting prospects in all of women's MMA. With her perfect record and finishing ability, many believe it's only a matter of time before she gets her shot at the biggest stage in the sport. As for Valentina Shevchenko, the defeat served as a humbling experience and a reminder that in combat sports, your mouth can write checks and your skills can't cash. This fight stands as a perfect example of why respect matters in combat sports. When trash talk meets reality in the cage, there's nowhere to hide. Dakota Ditcheva proved that night in Dublin that she's not just a pretty face with power. She's a legitimate killer who backs up her quiet confidence with devastating action. Sometimes the most dangerous fighters are the ones who let their fists do the talking. What did you think of this brutal finish? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more combat sports content. Until next time, stay tuned for more stories from inside the cage.
I can't wait to finish my fight. I beginners and watch them knock 10 bags of out of each other. Very, very excited to be fighting in Ireland, fighting Belfast and Windsor Park. As you know, both sides of the family are Irish. We're flowing for, so the Scousers claim the Irish heritage as much as the Irish claim the Scousers.
Of this, I kind of knew I was going to be coming to boxing anyway this year, so I just thought, go out on your own terms, go and say goodnight to the sport you've been involved in your home country arena, and be surrounded by your own fans. And
Meatball. Molly McCann sends a clear warning message to the UFC. I always knew I'd go into boxing. The Liverpool fighter has officially closed the octagon door and stepped through the ropes.